Hey friends, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and you are on my homestead here in Wyoming, and today is a big day. We are doing some spring cleaning. We rented some big equipment to help us clean out the goats and just get everything in shape for the season. That way we can make sure they're starting the season off fresh and clean. And honestly, the barn has gotten into a not so great condition. The fences are falling over. So today's the day we're finally going to take the time to get that straightened out. So come with us and let's get going on this project. Alright, so as you can see here, the barn has definitely seen a long winter and it's time to get it all cleaned out. So we're going to be cleaning out the run portion of this, and then you can see over here the fencing is starting to fall over, so we need to get that fixed up, get new fencing in here, and then get the rest of this barn all cleaned out. So that's the plan for today. So back when the babies were little and we were introducing them into the herd, we actually had a fence that was going between the middle of this that separated them. So you can see here, Sam is just pulling out the T-posts so we can get that permanently out.
All right, now the goats, they've been hanging up on this all winter. Some of the feed that we've given them in bedding is just piled up. So we're gonna remove these panels, pull these old stakes, see if they're straight. If they're not, we'll replace them with some new ones, and then remove this whole side, shovel out this old bedding, and then redo the fence. So that's what we're up to now.
So these panels have actually been in here since we moved in, so we weren't really sure how they were attached, and all we knew was we could not pull them out with our hands. So Sam had the great idea of using the T-post remover and actually using it to pry up the paneling. Turned out it was just a lot of straw and bedding and mud that was on top of it that was just weighing it down, so we were able to use this T-post remover to kind of work down the paneling and pry it out in multiple locations, which then enabled us to get it out. And then after the panels were removed, all we had to do, or I guess all Sam had to do, was remove the T-posts. I will say these T-post removers are incredible, make the job a million times easier, but I was very thankful to have Sam to help me out because I don't think I could have done it on my own. I was really grateful that both of us were working on this project because while Sam was running the equipment, he was kind of telling me what needed to be done detail work wise. So I was able to do the more detailed items while he was running the equipment, which helped enable this project to go so much faster. Two of us definitely worked well. And what I loved about this riding skid steer is it's really quiet. So we were still able to communicate with one another and kind of chat about what needed to be done while he was running the equipment. So overall, it was really, really great. And I will say, Sam and I are normally the kind of people that just get a shovel and just do it, but I am so glad we rented this equipment. It was honestly way cheaper than we were anticipating, and it made the job go a million times easier and honestly saved our body. I think it's important to remember that our time is limited and there are so many projects that we want to get done, so it's just important that we are using the right equipment, making sure we have the right tools to make sure we are as efficient as possible.
All right, now we're just got all the big stuff out, got it cut down a little bit, so now we're just pulling all the loose edges, flattening it out, trying to get to a semi-level surface, and then we'll cover it with some straw and a little other bedding material, but then at least the goal is to make it all flush with the concrete again.
So once the ground was fairly level, we went ahead and added in our T-posts. This time we're putting in more T-posts so that the goats can't knock over the fence again. And then once that was done, we went ahead and reused the paneling we already had. We just turned it the opposite direction. You can see we had a sneaky goat sneak in, so Tabor was hanging out with us during this. And you can see they really are like dogs. He was just hanging out with us, minding his own business while we put this fencing back up and back together. Because goats are incredible scape artists, we used metal zip ties to tie all of the panels together. So where there was overlap, we just put metal zip ties in between the two. That way there's no way for them to chew their way out or break anything in the cold weather. I do have to say, I'm laughing watching this back. Sam had taken my hat for a little test drive and was wearing it, and the pom-pom is making me laugh. Then all we did was just took a couple bales of straw and went ahead and scattered that around. That way they have a more soft, warm place to stay. And that was it. Tabor was hilarious. He was trying to eat the straw and quickly learned that was not his favorite. All right, friends, it is day 2 of Operation Clean Out the Barn. The goats are done. We just need to add one more layer of fencing around the outside, and then we are going to get the chicken coop all cleaned out. We figured while we have the equipment, let's just make our lives a little bit easier. So we're gonna go do that. We've got Sam with the equipment out, just kind of clearing out the rest of the path. And we're gonna go ahead and get started on the chicken coop. So in the coop, we're still in the phase of it getting really cold at night, getting down to the single and teens. So we're not gonna be spraying this out or anything today. This is just getting them new bedding. We actually have another storm on its way with supposed to have 1 to 2 feet of snow. So we wanna make sure that they have enough clean bedding and that they're all in good condition before the storm blows in. So we're just gonna get this all cleaned out. Normal process as you've seen before. Refilled with straw, and then we'll be good to go. If you're curious how we clean out our coop and what our full coop tour looks like, I will link that video above in the cards and down below in the description, so feel free to check that out. But all we did for this day was just load up the old bedding into the skid steer and take that out to our compost pile, and then I am just taking some straw and sprinkling that down on the bottom of the chicken coop. That way they have a warm, dry place to sleep and live in. And if you've been here for a while, you're probably tired of hearing me say this, but I absolutely love our chicken coop. It's so nice that you can access it from the outside and the inside of the barn, especially being in Wyoming where we do get really cold and windy weather. It's just an absolute dream. So here is the final product. We have fresh bedding and new clean laying boxes for the girls and lots of food.
All right, well, we just finished our little spring cleaning project. So you can see we got everything swept up again because it gets pretty wind blown in here, so that kind of happens periodically anyways. But cage is all done for the goats. Put in another layer of fencing to try to keep Tabor's head from getting stuck, as well as keep the chickens from cruising around in here. And scraped up the last of the ice and kind of flattened off the entrance to the barn as well, because we usually store drift boat in here in the summer. So that's what we did.
All right, friends, that is it for today. We got this barn so clean. I am so proud. It was about a full day of hard work. We did cut it into 2 because last night we were in town for an event, so we cut it into 2 kind of half days. But honestly, it feels so good to get this done. It's been needing to be done for quite a while, so I just feel refreshed and I feel like we're ready for the spring. That was kind of our first of many projects that we are going to be accomplishing. And this was the one that needed to be done first, just to ensure our animals are staying warm and comfortable. And it makes me want to use the space a lot more because I don't have to worry about not being able to see where I'm stepping and worrying about snakes or any of that. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to snakes, so I have Bullet laying right here. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Something a little bit different for us, but I hope you found it to be fun. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with us and to come along on these projects. I'm excited for many, many more. We have a few little members joining the homestead later this year and a ton of gardening and cooking projects. So if you're interested in any of those, I would encourage you to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friend.